The hobby is the people, all the people, the shill bidders, the non-payers, the guys who are selling data while they're running a data tool. There's just so many, the alterers, the card trimmers, the repackers. Let me tell you, this hobby is the people. And unfortunately, a lot of them are not good actors. Now, I'm going to specifically talk to Rob, sports card therapist. Rob, if you're watching this video, I've reached out to you. Many people have. I think it's a little overreaction unless you, like AIH said, unless you really are guilty of a lot more than we see. Wiping out everything, it's very suspicious. Like, I mean, you had the number 1, number 2 podcast, right, in sports cards, and now, what, are you done with that, really? I mean, I'm a little shocked by it. I can also understand that you're probably just tired of people, messaging you and DMing you and saying stuff, and you're like, I'm just done with them, I'll lock it out. But let me say this, Rob. There are a lot of worse people in the hobby than what you did, right? I mean, there's people who in the hobby who sell repacks, Justin Gamble, Backyard Breaks, who have really, really bad, notorious incidents going on. We got, Run Good Life, who's threatening the manufacturer. We don't send them the right stuff, or else he's going to write and send bad emails and make videos, right? There's so many bad actors in this hobby. I think what we need to do is look at where these bad actors are coming from, right? Who do they associate with? Card porn, card ladder, Rob Sports Card Therapist, all in the same little circle. Why is that? I have always been critical of Card Ladder, and the reason I was so passionately critical about them 3 years ago was I saw them come out with the total goal to lie, manipulate, and grift the hobby. And what I mean by that is in June, July of 2020, when they were running ladder scores, and I found out that Josh was selling picks at the same time, it made me very suspect. So you're selling a pick, and then all of a sudden here on the Card Ladder, the score is going up and down. Now, again, Card Ladder has always said that they curate data. They have purgatory. They review data. But who is they? They, I'd argue, is Chris, Christina, and Josh. And on top of that, I'd argue that no third party's coming in to audit what they're auditing. They also were the first one who said that they're going to take private auction data, private sales data. I always was suspect on that. It's so easy for me. Like here's an example. Somebody talked about, P. Ryan talked about protecting a price, protecting a stock, protecting an investment. But it's very easy to create fake comps. Hey, this card sold for $1,000. And it really never, ever happened to create that as a private sale so you can keep a floor on something that you're trying to protect. The whole entering of private sales data into Card Ladder should be a major, major concern to anybody using Card Ladder at all. I'll just go on and say, on the record too, and say there are numerous reports of Card Ladder data not being accurate on just the auction data they get. I've heard people, there's a guy on Sports Card Strategy over a year ago said he saw sold items in Card Ladder that he himself had bid on and not paid for yet. He's not made the transaction complete, but they're showing up the Card Ladder as complete. Cajun Cardboard, who is a Card Ladder fan, will complain almost every other week about why this sale isn't here. It's being resold again. It's being relisted, right? We should be very suspect of anything we cannot validate, and we cannot validate Card Ladder data. Okay, it's not public, and it's this level of dishonesty, shadiness, corruption that I think creates the environment where you have bad actors thrive. Now, card porn, probably one of the worst grifters in the hobby. Took a long time for us to see that, but how many people were kissing their ass trying to get likes and subscribes and fandom from them? In fact, I'll even admit, in the beginning when Card Ladder came forward, I thought they were a watchdog. I reached out to them to try to exchange information. I shared information with them on how Card Ladder was scamming, manipulating people with a card score. Of course, it went on deaf ears. Now I know why. Card porn, Card Ladder, same group of people. I spoke to Rob years ago about my concern with the Card Ladder guys. Pretty much blocked, ignored. It took me over 2 years to rebuild some rapport with him so he at least listened to me. And here I am today, as right as rain, baby. Why do we trust Card Ladder? You're supposed to be in good standing to submit your private auction information to Card Ladder. Who determines if you're in good standing? I'm in good standing. I can get a lot of people who vouch for my good standing. Do you think Chris and Josh are going to take my private sales in their data tool? No, they won't. Why would I trust their data? This is my biggest concern. And let me just fast forward this, guys. Card Ladder is no longer Josh and Chris. Card Ladder is part of Collectors Universe. It's a big company now. Chris and Josh are running it. Chris and Josh are the face of it. I don't know, and I'm going to say this as just thinking out loud, I don't know why a class action lawsuit has not come up yet with how much harm has been done to the consumer population because of the misinformation from Card Ladder. And I'm specifically talking about predictive price scoring, Card Ladder scoring, selling data for 2 years as a developer, owner, and operator of Card Ladder while you're running the system. Guys, when are we going to wake up? I'll tell you this too. Where are all the Card Ladder fans? Right? Where are all the Card Ladder supporters? I want you to stand right next to Card Ladder and Card Porn and Rob the Sports Card Therapist, because that way, that's how we know who you are. In fact, I think you should also share your eBay usernames so we know who you are. I saw P. Ryan yesterday say, you can't blame me just because I was on a YouTube channel with Rob the Sports Card Therapist. I agree with that. But I will say this, when you're on the channel with him, you've got to press these people to be better. When I'm on channels with people, I don't go on a channel with somebody that is a bad actor. And if I'm on there, they know who I am. They know where I stand. They know how I feel. I've been very, very much against repacking. Not going to change on that. P. Ryan, if you're listening to this, I sent you a message about this. You talk about the decline of sports cards, the market's going to continue down. And you know what's going to continue to rise? Repackers. Because repackers can easily grift the hobby by selling stuff that's not worth its value. It's a declining asset. They know it's not worth the value. They can hide it in an envelope and sell it and make tons of money. And there's so many ways to grift that, whether they have their friends buy the hot ones, or they have a guy in the other room making micro bids on the auctions. There's so much corruption. When are we going to call it out? When are we going to make this hobby better and not bigger, guys? I feel for those friends of Rob's who are not bad people. There are a few people who have reached out to me. I know a lot of the Wolfpack members. I don't think they're bad people. I think they were naive for being roped into the Wolfpack. I mean, first of all, why want to be a Wolfpack? Wolves are what prey on people in the hobby. We'll see how that goes. I mean, there's some phenomenal content creators. I'm a big fan of the Cousins. I like the Crosstown Collectible guys. I'm a big fan of Dave, who does that podcast. What are they going to do? What are they going to do now? Rob, what do you have to say about that? I mean, the irresponsibility, the lack of accountability, it's just rampant. The hobby is the matrix. You either recognize this or you don't. You come into the matrix and you know there's a lot of agents doing bad things here. And there are a lot of sheep. And I don't mean sheep in the bad way, but they're sheep just trying to live their lives, trying to charge their batteries. I'll leave you with that.